Is it possible that I have the weirdest stimming ever? And how does it compare to you or your child's stimming? Stimming is making movements or sounds to block out or enhance sensory information in the environment. Stimming can also be used to clear one's head of sensory noise that's stuck inside. It's also used to get out physical energy, or to gain some energy in the moment. It's short for self-stimulation. Stims are the sounds or movements one makes while stimming. For me, stimming is natural, and I don't even usually notice I am doing it until someone points it out or asks me if I'm okay.
Are you okay? Okay.
Please let me know in the comments if there are other reasons you or your student stims. Whether softly brushing my fingertips against a dish scrubber all day, or biting the crap out of my fingers, when I do notice, I feel like my stims are pretty strange when compared to others. So, I have these silicone scrubbers that I once got from Dollar Tree in North America. When I needed to replace them, for 2 years, I couldn't find them in any store, but I randomly decided to look online and found them again on dollartree.com. The thing was, I had to buy an entire pack of 24 to get just one. For me, that was no problem. I willingly did that, and I had some for months, but lost them at the school I work at. They are unfindable again, and I beg of you, Dollar Tree, to bring them back. Anyway, this doesn't look weird, does it? It feels so good, though. Not only that, but I bite my fingers like this when I'm bored or nervous. I never realize I'm doing this unless someone says something about it, which people usually do. What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Etc. Most of the time, I don't know why. It is just happening. We don't think about breathing, blinking, or even thinking. All of it just happens inside us. That's how most stimming is for me. How does it feel for you? I also pick or bite my fingers in a harmful way because the bleed and hurt a lot. I'm actually taking medicine for this, and it's called excoriation disorder. But I don't consider it stimming, since a psychiatrist told me once it is technically self-injurious behavior, or SIBs. I do that, plus something I call getting in the middle, or middle-ling. It's even a strange phrase. It's where I have to find the exact middle of something in my view like this. I don't know why I feel the urge to do this all the time. Like I mentioned before, it just happens. I rarely notice I am doing it. Another odd stim I do is snapping. It's kind of like flapping, but I make a sound with my fingers as it is happening. When I was getting my autism diagnosis, my mom said I got that stim from my dad, as he used to do it a lot. The last weird stim I have is looking through my hands as my fingers cross each other. This, to me, is so satisfying for some reason. However, I am a bit nervous about hand movements in front of my eyes, because there are subtle seizures that resemble stimming or flicking fingers in front of eyes. I have epilepsy, and remember reading a brain scan report that I was waving my hands in front of my eyes as a possible seizure during an EEG, or the machine that reads brainwaves. So, ever since that report, I now recommend families get EEGs whenever there are stims that go in front of the face. Why do I think my stims are strange? Well, because of all stares or comments. Remember when I mentioned that people always make comments or at least ask questions? That's how I know specifically that what I do isn't considered typical at all. How has stimming affected me personally? Well, by myself it is usually helpful and regulating. It is calming and energizing, depending on what I need at the time. But it's unhelpful if I want to blend in with the crowd. For some actual weird reason, the crowds and all the other adults' bodies are so still and stiff all the time. That's what I find really odd, by the way. Blending in, also known as masking or camouflaging one's autistic traits, can be done with small stims like finger posturing or bouncing legs like other people do. But if you have bigger, more obvious stimming, then it's just not possible, no matter how much you want to. Because, as I said before, neurotypical, non-disabled adult bodies seem to stay so solid. I just can't relate to that, nor can I understand how that is natural to them. Sometimes, I try to cosplay as a neurotypical adult and just stand still with much care. It's hard, exhausting, and an absolute nightmare. When it is all said and done, my stimming may be weird to myself, other autistic people, or neurotypical people alike. But stimming itself is definitely not strange or awkward, and shouldn't be seen as such. Moving one's body in a way that is natural for it shouldn't be seen as weird. In fact, weird is trying to stay still when your body wants or needs to move. Neurotypicals stim by tapping their nails and pencils. They also bounce their knees up and down constantly. Yet, for some reason, autistic and disabled stimming is considered different, even given a pathological label. Different doesn't equal bad, and moving one's body in a way that harms no one shouldn't garner all the attention and criticism that it does. Embrace the way your body feels it has to move. Just because others don't understand it, you know your movements or sounds are actually doing a lot for you, or at least, it's nothing bad. Moving in unexpected ways isn't really weird, it's just that, unexpected. The more people do it, the more normalized and accepted it will become. Anyway, it's done by neurotypicals too. They just think their own body movements or lack thereof is the correct way just because they can. There's no actual good reason for them to be so taken aback. Please share your favorite or not so favorite stims in the comments. Or share your most different stimming.